This book goes much more into the subtleties and the nuances involved in corporate media. Newcomers tend to focus on basics, things like how to shoot the right coverage so it'll edit good in post, what type of cameras or dolly moves, script formats, lighting and equipment and those kinds of things. This book really covers more the nuances and the subtleties that may be a part of those things but are not so general. As an example, coverage. There's standard coverage, but are there angles or focal lengths or things that are subtleties that can elevate that work to be a little bit better? Lighting, the same thing. Lighting can have a big effect, but there are subtleties involved with it that can make it much more than just a lit shot. I make the statement in the book that it's fairly easy to be adequate, to know how to shoot adequate coverage. I mean, it's a challenging job to be a writer, producer, or director, there's no question. But you can be adequate by learning the basics. But who wants to be adequate? How many writers, producers, and directors do I know who want to be just adequate? Not a lot, I don't think. Most people want to stand out. We want to do things that are recognized as good work. Knowing what works, again, goes to the subtleties and nuances, and it can be a little hard to nail down, but let me see if I can do it this way. Two directors might look at the same shot. One might say, it's a great shot. Another might say, I don't like it too much. The lighting's not good, the performance wasn't right, the camera wasn't framed exactly right. So it's a very subjective thing. And so who's to say who's right? Which director is right? Well, the key, and the people who know what works for the audience. So the writers, producers, and directors who have a keen sense of what their audience thinks and wants and likes and works toward that end are the people who know what works. And that sounds fairly simple, but it's not always that easy. And that's another reason that in this book I emphasize the program needs analysis, the PNA, because it's that front-end document that puts you in close touch with your audience and what those values and those things are. I hired a guy one time to shoot some interviews for me. He went out, he shot very nicely lit material, good camera angles, everything was nicely done. But he coached the person, he coached the interviewee. In fact, not just coached, but had this woman act and say the lines in certain ways. He had her say, add some more emphasis here, do this, do that. And as a result, they weren't credible at all. It was very obvious that they were staged. He didn't realize that. He brought those back and he was just delighted with what he got. And when I told him that, he didn't get it. Well, what do you mean? You know, they're right here, they're perfect. No, they're not perfect. They look good, the angle is great, she looks wonderful, but what she's saying isn't honest, it's not sincere, and it's not credible to the audience. So that's a difference between, and I see that fair amount, by the way. I see it in commercials and industrials and whatnot, where employees mostly are coached to be actors, and they're not actors. Employees should never act. They can demonstrate, but you shouldn't try and get them to act. It's almost always a disaster. Actually, I'm very excited about this book. I hope it gets out, especially to a lot of the new young writers, producers, and directors, and hopefully maybe gets them out of the box a little bit and offers some new ideas that can help elevate their work.